So I'm creating this video to document a series of events of failure of duty and official misconduct from the Mount Vernon Police Department, Skagit County, Washington State. This is including 18 USC 241 and 242 violations, 1st, 4th, 14th Amendment right violations. Basically, starting from the beginning, my ex decided to take my son because I caught her cheating and simply called her a name. I had showed them previous text messages of her telling me that I'm not allowed to see my son, her calling me names, swearing up a storm, telling me she cheated on me, telling me that she's admitted to manipulating me the entire relationship over a year and a half that we were together, admits to cheating on me, etc. I showed them all these text messages. I showed them how RCW 9A.40.060, paragraph 3, if one parent keeps a minor child from the other parent for a protracted period and no lawful court order exists, it is a Class C felony. So you have her messages swearing up a storm. They know I have autism. Under 74.34.020, paragraph 21C, there is a sub-RCW listed that includes, under paragraph 6, for developmental disabilities, it includes autism as a developmental disability. I am on Social Security disability. I am on supplemental security income. I am on state benefits because of my disability. I'm not able to work a normal 9-to-5 job. I'm not able to socialize normally. I don't have many real-life friends. I do a lot of my stuff through online. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is for me, and it's really all I have, especially with where I'm at, and it's unfortunate. And yeah, I do struggle to the extreme, especially with the fact that I have not seen my son in over a year. Anywho, keep on going. My ex kept my son for me for over a month and a half, constantly telling me, go to court and get a parenting plan if I ever wanted to see him again, all because she didn't like the fact that I called her a name and I called her out and was calling out the facts about how she admitted to cheating on me, admitted to manipulating me, and was basically threatening me, harassing me, etc. at that point. I attempted to report that to the local PD, and all they told me was it wasn't a crime. She can do whatever she wants. She can say whatever she wants. They didn't care about the actual laws. They told me if I've got a problem with it, go to court. So on top of the PD giving legal advice, which they're not allowed to do, they're also committing the act of official misconduct, which is a misdemeanor violation, as well as failure of duty, which is a misdemeanor violation. I attempted to go to court because for months they still refused to do anything. There is video evidence of this in the video formatted under the parental alienation playlist, or custody battle playlist on my channel. June 30th or something like that, or contempt, something like that, 6/30, 2022, something like that, something along those lines. Point being is, my ex called me over that day, still no orders keeping us apart, no restraining orders, no anti-harassment orders, no custody orders existed, no nothing, right? She called me over that day. She said if I wanted to see my son or talk about him, come on over. I go over there. The moment I arrive, there's another man there. Now, we had started putting our parenting plan into effect, and as far as I was aware, it was partially signed in. We had a temporary one signed in, but I was mistaken. But at the time, I could have sworn it was signed in. But one of the terms was no other, male interest or anything around the home for 6 months or whatever else, around the child, etc. That sort of stuff. But when I get there, after she had invited me, there's another man there. I ask him what he's doing there. You can see this in the video, and he slams the door in my face. That's the response I get. So I start asking if she was going to come out to talk. Not yelling. Didn't even go up and touch the door. And I really need to upload this video. I will upload that video after I upload this one. But point being, I didn't even touch the door. I just barely even spoke up saying, are you going to come out and talk? My video cut off because my brother called. And then as soon as I start recording again, you can see on the very next video where the very first video starts, where the officer comes up and starts talking to me. It's like dark and everything else out. It's not the body cam footage. It's my own cell phone recording. It's a really crappy video. But point being, you can see she calls an officer who arrives within basically 2 minutes. It's a 20-minute long video. What happens? This officer shines his flashlight right into my phone, trying to block me from recording. First Amendment right violation. Tries ordering me around, telling me I need to leave and stuff like this and that. What lawful reason does he have? That's not a lawful order. Pennsylvania versus Mims. On top of that, what legal reason does he have to approach me and start bothering me? Was I doing anything illegal? No, I was there to see my son. Court Rule 9.32 under the 14th Amendment. Interference with parent-child relationship. Deliberate indifference standard. That applies to this situation because rather than charge the mom for falsely reporting to the police and helping the father see his son from a mother who's alienating the dad, no, they instead unlawfully order the dad around and continue to tell the dad, once again, go to court. Take it up in court and give the dad legal advice when they know they're not supposed to. So who are they helping here? The criminal? The felon? Or the dad actually doing the proper route and trying to be civil and see his son? The dad who's made multiple police reports by that point. The dad who's called in multiple times about it. The dad who's tried to file multiple times, but yet our prosecutor under Wyrick, or whatever his name is, Rich Wyrick. Yeah, Skagit County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. All Mount Vernon contact info and Skagit County prosecuting info will be listed below. But even the prosecutor sent in an email to the PD telling them to do not file any more reports that I attempt to file for the parental alienation or custodial interference, because apparently he is not going to press forward with the charges, even though I have shown days of documents and shown clear evidence and have multiple reports over the course of months of her keeping my son from me, first without an order, and now currently as of January, considering I still have not seen him since May 10th of 2023, and we have a parenting plan signed in January 25th of 2024. It is currently November 17th, 2024. So from January 25th to November 17th of 2024, I've still not seen my son. The mother still refuses to follow the parenting plan. Paragraph 2 still makes that a felony, and yet they still refuse to prosecute for custodial interference in the first degree, telling me it's a civil matter, not a criminal matter, even though it's a clear felony, which is criminal. Not only this, but because of the fact that the PD refused to do anything, they think they're scot-free. So what happens more? Because of the fact that the PD tells them harassing me is not a crime, they go in full force. They start broadcasting it all over social media, purposely targeting me. So I get a restraining order, an anti-harassment restraining order, against her husband and against her. The one against her is unfortunately denied. I don't know why, but apparently I don't have enough proof, even though posts and posts of her defamation apparently is not considered proof enough. But yet, posts and posts of his defamation is proof enough. But not only that, but you have him making threats against me with a firearm, and pictures and video of that were clearly added as well. And he only did so because of her yelling at me. So I don't know why she wasn't included with that, but the one against him was signed in. He purposely violated that order, still contacting me directly through Facebook, having friends cyber harass me. He himself cyber harassed me. He had friends cyber stalk. He cyber stalked. He also drove past my apartment within the 1,000-foot rule, violating it multiple times. I made multiple reports to the Mount Vernon Police Department and the Skagit County Prosecutor's Office. Both said it's not a crime. Funny how the cyber harassment and all these misdemeanor charges are not a crime, especially when they're being done to somebody with autism, which is protected under the abuse of a vulnerable adult statutes. They won't charge the mom committing felony custodial interference and DV and abuse of a vulnerable adult and false reporting. Oh, but when the father contacts the mother through talking parents, like the court says, and even though the father has a recording from the court commissioner who signed in all the orders currently in place, where the court commissioner herself says there is no order prohibiting contact, but recently the Mount Vernon PD decided to attempt to arrest and charge me with cyber harassment. If you look at my playlist, I have 2 other videos on my channel. One of which, where is a part 2 video where I am in the police station trying to make a report. You can clearly hear 2 officers conspiring against me in that video. I also have another video that I recorded on March 4th of this year. I was surrounded by 4 different officers, intimidated by 4 different officers for trying to file a report, a constitutionally protected activity. All of which they clearly trespassed me unlawfully from the PD and refused to take my report. So what's that tell you guys? 14th Amendment right violation, undue process of law, unequal protection of rights, unequal protection under color of law, unequal, undue. Not only that, but because you have 4 officers surround me in one video and 2 conspire in another, that's 6 officers in total. 18 USC 241. Conspiracy to deprive a citizen of lawful rights. 18 USC 242, depriving a citizen of lawful rights. First Amendment right violation, freedom of speech, freedom of press. Freedom to criticize our government. Freedom to petition our government. $9.32. Deliberate indifference standard, 14th Amendment right violation. 9.29. Excessive force, 14th Amendment right violation, because if you guys decide to ever pull up the body cams of this case, and I'll include the report number and case number in the links below, 8 plus fucking officers show up at my doorstep. 8 plus officers with riot shields and guns drawn for somebody with autism. Abuse of a vulnerable adult, excessive force, intimidation, mental fucking abuse. And you guys are all, as fucking officers, considered public servants and therefore mandated reporters, and therefore subject to even harsher criticism under that law. And my tone reflecting my emotion alone, my passion. You guys consider that me being out of control because I'm voicing my frustration, because I vocalize it, because I focal it through tone? I'm sorry I can't control the volume at which it's at, but that just goes to display the level of hurt and the level of upsetness and irritability and stress and anxiety and fear I've been under. So the fact that you guys further do harm by tone policing and word policing just because you don't like me swearing up a goddamn fucking storm in your station, I have a fucking right to. So if anybody out there still believes in our constitutional rights, if anybody cares about mental health, if anybody cares about the disabled, I am asking and begging, I need a civil rights attorney. I would like to sue the hell out of the Mount Vernon Police Department, the City of Mount Vernon, the Skagit County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, and the County of Skagit of Washington State for Section 18 USC 1983. Under 9.32, 9.29, 9.30 for 14th Amendment right violations, First Amendment right violations, Fourth Amendment right violations, and possibly many others. As well as ADA rights violations, and multiple RCWs, both municipal and state. And I am seeking for anybody who would like to give these guys a piece of their mind, please do so. All their contact info will be included below, as well as the playlist for any goddamn proof I have. And honestly, guys, I would show you guys. I would love to show you, but I got a huge ass binder just filled with screenshots of all her threats and all her back and forth and all her perjury and all her contempt. Two and a half goddamn years worth. And I am just hoping and praying that something gets done here. I need help. I am desperate. I am not asking for finances. I would start a GoFundMe, honestly, but I'm not about money at this point. I definitely want to get the fuck out of here, and I will do so if I win a lawsuit. because I can no longer stand to be in this area. The Mount Vernon PD has caused me severe PTSD and has only been furthering it. This entire situation about not seeing my son, and now this bullshit charges in violation of my 14th Amendment is bullshit and has been furthering my PTSD. So would I like to eventually get the hell out of here? Yeah. But right now, I've got more important matters. I need to get my rights to my son established, and I need to get my son back. I need to get my visitation back first and foremost. On top of that, I need to make sure the Mount Vernon PD and the Skagit County Prosecutor's Office knows who they're fucking with, because I will not tolerate my rights being violated, nor will I tolerate the bullshit from them anymore. They better get their fucking act together. Thank you for your guys' time.